This is the best way to improve your speaking, and nobody's doing it. Pay attention. What I did was. Alright, guys, that's all for today. Remember to do your homework on page number 7 and 15. I will check that tomorrow. Have a great day. Hi, teacher. Do you have another class after this one? Hello, Peter. No, happily I don't. I can go home and relax a little. It was a very tiring day today. Oh, yeah, I suppose so. Well, then, I won't bother you any longer. Have a nice day. No, wait. Did you want to ask me something? Actually, yeah, but I don't want to bother you. So, I can ask you tomorrow. Don't worry. No, no, that's okay. I am here to help, and I have a little extra time. Tell me, what can I do for you, Peter? Oh, thank you very much. Well, I want to tell you something. I had a terrible fight with my parents yesterday, and I think they will no longer pay for my English studies. So I suppose this is it. I don't want to, but I guess I will have to quit English. Sorry. Oh, that's a pity. Can I ask you a question? How old are you, Peter? Me? I am 16. I will be 17 next month. Why? Oh, I see. Well, you're almost 17. So I think you're not a kid anymore. It's just an idea, but why don't you look for a job or something like that? I mean, in order to get money to pay for your English classes. Me? A job? I don't think so. I mean, I am too young to get a job and I'm studying at university. I don't think that's a good idea. Plus, I don't know to do anything. I have never worked before, and I am sure my parents don't want me to work. So, no, I don't think so. Well, it is just an idea. I'm telling you this because when I was your age, I had to work to pay for my English classes. That was the only way I had to learn English. Really? I didn't know that. I would really like to know how you learned English. Can you tell me? Please. I guess I can. Well, in fact, I was 15 when I started to work. My first job was as a waiter. I didn't know how to do it, but I learned very fast. It was not the best job, but I got great tips. I made a lot of mistakes when I was learning, but happily, I could do my job well after a few months. So, I worked and studied at the same time. I think it was more common when I was your age. Nowadays, people don't want kids to work, and I understand that. Children should focus on their studies and enjoy that part of life. But sometimes, when things are not going well, you have to do something about it. And that's what I did. I don't regret it. Thanks to that, I became an English teacher. And now I love my job. I mean, I love helping my students learn English. Wow, That's very interesting. But how could you handle both work and studies? I think if you study, you don't have time or energy to work. And if you work, you can't focus on your studies. Am I right? Maybe. I mean, it is not for everyone. Some people can't handle the pressure. But as I told you, when you have no option, you have to get used to it. And little by little, learn to manage stress, and at some point, you end up enjoying it. I see. Um, I would love to know how you learned English. I mean, what routine or method you did so you could work and learn English at the same time. How could I work and learn English at the same time? Well, I guess this is something that could help you a lot now that you will be facing the same process. Alright, let me remember. I suppose I have to start saying that I worked 10 to 12 hours a day. I know, it was crazy, but that was the only kind of job I could get back then. So I started working at 7 in the morning and finished work at about 6 in the afternoon. Then I went to my English classes. I studied 2 hours every day from Monday to Friday. And at weekends, I studied 3 hours by myself because I wanted to learn English as fast as I could. What methods I used? Well, I didn't investigate a lot. I just did different things. Some of them worked and others didn't. For example, I remember I had this book, an English book. I bought it from a street vendor. I just paid $5 for that. The book had the most important phrases to speak English. Basic phrases, of course. It also had the pronunciation. I am sure you could get this book in your city too. It was a simple, basic English book. I read it every day. And I tried to repeat the phrases first to myself. I mean, talking to myself. And then out loud. Then I used these phrases at my English classes. My teachers corrected my pronunciation. And that's how I could improve. Wow, that's great! I think I have seen this book in my local market. I will buy it. Yeah, it's very useful. I think the important was not the book. The important was the practice. I mean, I read and practiced phrases from this book every day. You could do the same with a book or with phrases from a video or internet. The idea is to practice these phrases many times, talking to yourself, talking with other people, and if you have the chance, with a teacher so they can correct your pronunciation. What else? Oh, I also looked for people to speak English, to practice my English. I know many people say, I don't have anyone to practice English with. Please, don't lie. I am totally sure you know at least one person who can speak English. You just have to ask them for some minutes to practice. This is what I did. I didn't ask, hey, can we practice talking in English? No, most people don't like to do it. When they hear the word practice, homework, class, they don't like it. Instead, I just spoke to them directly in English. Of course, I didn't try with only one person. I texted or talked to everyone I knew who spoke English because not everyone is going to reply in English. But out of 10 people I tried this with, one or two replied in English. Just do it. Don't be afraid. I am sure some of the people you know want to speak in English with you. Family, friends, teachers. The idea is to practice. I like that idea. I know some people who speak English. One of my cousins and my friend from school. I will try. I will talk to them in English. Do it. You'd be surprised how many people are willing to practice their English with you. Oh, and this is something I did to improve my English. I think this is the best way to improve your speaking, and nobody's doing it. Pay attention. What I did was I wanted to practice my speaking. I wanted to speak English fast, and I knew the best way to do it was to speak English with native speakers. So I started looking for native English speakers. Of course, I didn't know anyone. So I had this idea of going to a very touristy place in my city. In my case, it was the city center. Many native English speakers go to this place every day to visit and to know my country. So I knew I could find a lot of these people there. But I couldn't just go and ask them to talk to me because that would have been like interrupting their visit and would have been a little rude, and probably no one would have wanted to talk to me. What I did was to create a survey with questions about my country. Questions like, what's your favorite food in my country? Have you tried this drink? Have you visited this place already? What do you think about questions with short answers, but also questions with long answers, so they could give me more information? I conducted a very well crafted and written survey, very organized and professional, so they could take a look and believe me. I also dressed very well. You know what they say, how you look, how you're treated. I'm not gonna lie, at the beginning I was very nervous. I thought no one would want to talk to me and they would reject me. And yes, they did. But out of every 5 people I asked, two would actually talk to me. They answered me, and that was wonderful. The experience of talking to native English speakers is awesome. Knowing that you can truly communicate with someone who doesn't speak your language lets you know that you really do speak English. Maybe not very well yet, but they understand you and you can communicate, and that's what matters. And the best part is that with one question, you make more like why and how, and make comments, and you could probably find new friends from other country. It's an amazing method that I am sure will work. I'm sorry, but I get excited every time I remember and recommend this method. It helped me a lot with my English, and I think everyone who wants to improve their English should try it. Wow, I love that. I never thought about doing something like that. But I know a place where there are many native English speakers. It's a beautiful park in my city. Many people from different countries go there. I will create this survey and go. I promise. Excellent. Sometimes we don't see the tools we have to improve our English. There are many things we can do, but we only make excuses. Oh, and if you're thinking, but I don't have time, teacher, let me tell you that I did these things on my free time, on Saturdays or Sundays. It was better because there are more people in these places. Yes, teacher, that makes sense. Please tell me more. I love your tips. I'd love to, Peter, but I have to go home. But if you want another video with similar real tips to learn English, tips that worked for me, and not only tips that you can find on internet, let me know. Like the video and comment. I will be very happy to make another video with this topic. That would be great. Thank you very much, teacher. I hope you liked this conversation. If you could improve your English a little more, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with a friend. Thank you very much for your support.